Hello, welcome back to the Sports Centre. I'm back. I've had a little break. I went to Hungary for a few days. I went to watch the Formula 1 last weekend. That was pretty cool, my first ever Grand Prix. And I thought, do you know what? When I come back, I'm just going to have a week off making content. I'm going to get chilled. I'm going to recharge, get a little bit zen and come back. And what a week to come back. There's all sorts going on. The transfer market is hotting up in the football world. And the moment we've all been waiting for, it's back. The Premier League is back this weekend. It starts at Anfield on Friday night, Liverpool versus Bournemouth, and I, for one, cannot wait. And coincidentally, speaking about Liverpool, it's their rivals on the other side of the park that I want to talk about, and that is Everton. And the big news coming out of Everton today is that they have secured a season-long loan of one Jack Grealish. Thoughts? Well, let's break it down, shall we? For those of you who've watched this channel for quite a while, Jack Grealish has come into a little bit of criticism from my co-partner who sometimes does these pods with me, Carl. He is not a fan of Jack Grealish, but I have to say, I've always been a fan of him. I think when City took him off Villa, he was in his prime, and look, I was screaming at the time for Liverpool to go in for him, but look, we wasn't fishing in the same pond as Man City at that time. And look, Man City, they came in, they slapped 100 million quid down. That was his release clause. Whether he was worth it or not is the debate it's gone now. I ain't even going to speak on that. But ultimately, I rated him as a player. I really, really did. I thought he was a talisman at Villa. He was a leader. You know, bearing in mind he was only young at that time as well, and he basically carried them right up to the Premier League, and I think he's a fantastic player. And yeah, Everton have thought, do you know what? We'll take a chance on Jack Grealish, and I've got to say, I think it's a great move for both parties. I really, really do. And look, I would have thought Jack Grealish would ideally have wanted to play European football, at least Europa League at the minimum. But fair play to the guy. He's thought to himself, look, I've got no suitors coming in for me right now. And he obviously wants to get settled at a club at the beginning of the season, because look, as I said, the season starts this weekend, and he would have wanted to be at Man City, knowing that Man City are playing, probably potentially training by himself sometimes, look, not even getting in the match day squads. He'll have thought, look, get to my agent, I want to get out of this club ASAP, get me somewhere stable where I can basically re-energise myself and get my career the kickstart that it needs. And I think Everton's a great catalyst, shall I say. Do I think that Grealish can do better? I dare say so, but it makes sense for both parties. Everton are a team that you'd like to think are a little bit more stable now. They've been a chaotic club for a number of years, especially, I dare say, the last probably 5 years or so. Always flirting with relegation. David Moyes is back at the helm now. They've moved into their new stadium. Their fans will be absolutely buzzing now that they're in their new stadium. David Moyes, like I say, they seem to have stabilised the club since Moyes has come back in. The footballs look better, and Jack will be one of them players where if he is given the freedom to do what he does best, they will love him there. They will absolutely love him, because Everton they love a talisman, they love a leader, a maverick, you might say. You know, you think about players, Wayne Rooney, Duncan Ferguson, Tim Cahill, you know, all these players that really, they give their all to Everton, and the fans love them back for that. And I think Jack Grealish could be one of those players, because I think we can all agree, at Man City, Pep kind of, I'm not going to say ruined him, because who am I to bloody insult Pep Guardiola as a coach, but he turned him into a ball-keeping wide player, if you like. You know, someone who kind of gets the ball, pass the ball, gets the ball. That's Pep's style. Get the ball, move the ball, get the ball, move the ball. And Jack Jack Grealish wasn't that kind of player. Jack Grealish is a player who floats behind the number 9. He wants to go left, he wants to go central, he wants to move right, but he always wants the ball at his feet. He wants to get on the half turn, he wants to go up players, he wants to glide past players, he wants to attract those free kicks. And I dare say that Pep took a little bit of that out of him. But if David Moyes gives him that freedom to be able to produce potentially his best football, because look, Jack Grealish is 29, I think he's 30 next month. So he obviously, players look after themselves a lot better than what they did 15, 20 years ago. You know, gone are the days now where footballers are retiring at like 34, 35-year-old. Players are playing well into their mid-30s and over because of all the diets and the training and all the sports science that goes on behind the scenes. Players can produce football at the highest level right up until mid to late 30s now, I think. And, you know, Virgil van Dijk's proving that, Mo Salah's proving that, Cristiano Ronaldo, although yes, he's playing in Saudi, but the guy's 40-year-old, I think, and still banging in goals, still playing international football at that. And speaking of international football, I think Everton is a great place for Jack Grealish to potentially rekindle his international career, because he will want to get back in that squad for the World Cup next season. I have no doubt about that. And like I say, it's a season-long loan. I'm not sure about the wage structure around it. I'm led to believe that Jack Grealish is on around about £300,000 a week, which seems astronomical for him, to be honest. Do I think he's worth that? Absolutely not. But look, I don't pay the wages, Man City do, and they've been paying him circa 300 grand a week. I don't know if Everton are paying all that, some of that, I've no idea. Let us know in the comments, guys, if you know. But look, he's got a loan to Everton, and yeah, I think great move for all parties. And let's see if Jack Grealish can rekindle his career and be the player that we've seen in previous years gone by. Let us know in the comments what you think about the move for Jack to Everton, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you like the video. Catch you in a bit.